Tell me something. What do you know about Wakanda?
Hey, what's up? Listen, you know I don't usually come on Facebook and do a full blown out video unless my kids are in it. But I just gotta go through last night. So I'm watching the local news. I'm watching what is going on here in Atlanta, Georgia right now. I'm watching the riots. I'm watching people stand up, support one another, many different races, and I'm seeing it in many different states. And out of the blue comes T.I. And T.I. comes on after Mayor Bottoms, and he starts off pretty decent, even though from the time that he showed up, he just looked like he was totally out of it. I mean, his hair was like not combed, looked like his clothes was a little disheveled, looked like he just was out there. And he was doing pretty good in the beginning when he was talking about, you know, the people that came before us and how Martin Luther King came. All of those things, which I agree with 100%. Where he lost me, though, he started saying that Atlanta was sacred. And regardless that somebody's brother, husband, father just got murdered on video and everybody's just outraged by what happened, he says that we can't do this here because Atlanta is sacred. And then he just threw me out. He said, this is Wakanda.
Wakanda is the place where people like me, Killer Mike, other artists, creatives, other people who come from our culture and other people who rise up out of the wreckage of the struggle that we all experience just by being born a certain color in this country. But Atlanta is a place where we can set an example of prosperity, and we've done that for generations. People like Dr. King, Maynard Jackson, Ambassador Young have paved the way for us. And when everything else goes away, when you don't get treated right in New York, when you don't get treated right in LA, when you can't get treated right in Detroit, when you don't get treated right in St. Louis, when you don't get treated right in Alabama, Atlanta has been here for us. This city don't deserve it. However, I understand that a lot of others do. But we can't do this here. This is Wakanda. It's sacred. It must be protected.
All right, so we heard that, and wow. That's all I can say is wow. So luckily, Killer Mike came on a little bit later, and he kind of squared us away, you know, a little bit more of the perspective that we were really looking for and wanting to hear. But let's just go over what we just heard. First, let me tell you guys that Atlanta is not sacred. I don't want anybody to think that you've been sitting out here having fun, partying, drinking, smoking, and stuff like that on these Atlanta streets, and you've been walking on some sacred ground. Atlanta's not sacred. Sacred literally means that you're connected with God or some religious purpose. And in doing so, you're deserving veneration or deserving great respect or reverence. Atlanta's not sacred, so let's just go ahead with that. So boom, now that we got that out of the way, which I thought was very important, the second thing that we gotta cover, I think is really, really crucial for us in Atlanta to understand. And let me just break it to everybody in Atlanta just real easy, just so that we're on the same page. Atlanta is not Wakanda. It's not. I love comic books. I almost cried when Stan Lee passed away. Let me put you up on the scoop. Wakanda is a fictional, keyword fictional, meaning not real, like totally not real. But it's a fictional country in sub-Sahara Africa. Here's the most important thing that you need to realize though. Wakanda appeared in 1961 in the number 52 comic book, Fantastic Four. And it was created by the late, great Stan Lee and my boy Kirby something. Jack Kirby, that was his name, Jack Kirby. So, needless to say, no rhinos, we not in Wakanda. So, now that we got those two important facts knocked out the box, let's hit the last piece because I believe that it's the most important piece that we really need to talk about just for a quick minute. In the conversation that we heard, or the speech or whatever you want to call it, we were told that we can't do this here. We can't express ourselves here because Atlanta is sacred and that this is Wakanda. All right, so all I have to say to that is the day that Lenox Mall or the Hall of Fame tourist shop or Ruth Chris or any other building with a name on it in Atlanta becomes more valuable than a human life and people expressing how they feel about human life constantly being taken away, please let us know so that we the people can express ourselves accordingly. Yo family, don't me let nobody come on TV telling you what you're supposed to be doing. Listen to what they say and then do the knowledge.
Maybe we can still heal you.
Why? So you could just lock me up? Nah. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
It's a third world country. Textiles, shepherds, cool outfits,